guys, welcome back to our channel. So this week the topic we are going to be discussing is ectopic pregnancies, and we're going to have a very special guest, and when I say special I do mean special guest who had a 1 in a million pregnancy. So what is an ectopic pregnancy?
An ectopic pregnancy is when the embryo grows in the wrong place outside of the womb. It occurs in about 1 in 50 pregnancies, and it can lead to pregnancy loss. This is the most common death among women in the first trimester at approximately 10% of the total.
Wow, that's crazy. So today was actually the first time I heard about this, but our special guest that we will be having on today experienced a heterotopic pregnancy.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of that before?
I've never heard of that.
Not before today.
Right.
Yeah.
So what exactly is a heterotopic pregnancy?
A heterotopic pregnancy is a rare complication of pregnancy in which both the extra and intrauterine pregnancies occur simultaneously. So you have one baby growing in the womb, and then you have one growing somewhere outside of the womb.
So basically she was pregnant with twins,
Right.
in 2 different places.
Right. And it's often referred to as a combined ectopic pregnancy because there's more than one pregnancy.
Wow, that's absolutely crazy to me. So today we're going to be meeting Abria Wise. Let's take a look at her story.
Hello, my name is Abria. I have a blended family of now 6 children. I had a heterotopic pregnancy. My daughter is now 2 months. She survived from that pregnancy. Stay tuned for my story.
All right, Abria, thank you so much for being with us, and little Miss Addison.
Yay.
So definitely as a mother of 6 now with a blended family, we want to know this story because, of course, as you stated before when we were talking, this is a 1 in a million pregnancy. And of course, none of us, even our production team, has said, never heard of this before. So please tell us your story.
So I had never heard of it before either.
Okay.
So I just went for my ultrasound, just to see how far along pregnant you are. When I got there, she checked my right side, my ovaries, my tube. She said everything looks good. She moved down to my uterus, and she said baby's heartbeat good. She went over to the left side, and she said, "Are you experiencing pain?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "There's another baby in there." So the pain that I was feeling before this, over the weekend, I had thought I had some constipation because I had just found out I was pregnant. So I was taking iron pills, prenatal pills, just the regular things, that you get when you find out you're pregnant. And so when she asked me had I been experiencing pain, I'm like, "Well, yeah, what's wrong?" She's like, "There's a baby there." And I'm like, "Wait, hold on." There's a baby in my uterus that you just checked, but you're telling me there's one in my tube too? She's like, "Yes, let me go get the doctor." A million things running through my mind. Fiance hadn't got to the appointment yet. So I'm calling on the phone. He didn't answer the first time. I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I'm picking up the other kids."
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, "Babe, listen, I have 2 babies inside." He's like, "Wait, we're having twins?" I'm like, "No, one is in the tube and one is in the uterus. I'm going for surgery tonight." "Okay, hold on. I gotta get the kids together." He's like, "So you all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." Because it hadn't even processed fully yet.
That's a lot.
So they scheduled me, found me a room. I didn't have surgery that night, but I did have it the next day. They checked me before going down to surgery, to do my markings to remove my tube with the baby that was inside my tube. On the way down, me getting on top of the bed to go down for surgery, I felt excruciating pain. After I got out of surgery, I found out that my tube had actually ruptured, which means that I could have lost my life, and definitely she could have lost hers.
Right.
So that and alone, I'm here today telling my story. So I was discharged on a Friday. Sunday I tried to shower on my own. I wasn't supposed to. But, women, we can do this.
We can do it all.
We got this. So I went to shower, and and my fiance's grandmother was there, you know, to help throughout the week since I would be out for 2 weeks. I was supposed to be out of commission for 2 weeks. And he was at church with the other children. So he came in about 5 minutes later. You know, Grandma came in the bathroom. She was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I just feel so dizzy. I don't know what's wrong." She was like, "Lay right here." About 5 minutes later, my fiance Antoine, he came in. He was like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I think I need to go to the hospital. I feel really, really dizzy." I got there, and he ended up needing blood transfusions, more medication on top of what I had to take already, morphine, Tylenol 3s. All of this was given to me, you know, because for pain, number one. And then for surgery, I had to take the Motrin for the swelling, for inflammation, and all that kind of stuff. After surgery, though, her heart rate had dropped down to like 62. When I went back in on that Sunday after the blood transfusions, of course they checked her. It was about 94. So they were surprised for that because during discharge, they told me I would have a miscarriage. It wasn't no what ifs. It was like, you're definitely going to miscarry just because of what all had happened. And me too, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to prepare myself mentally for a miscarriage. I'm not going to tell anyone I was pregnant, you know, because I didn't even tell anybody because it was so soon. I had found out I was pregnant in August, like the ending of August, and I was in surgery like the beginning week of September. It was like the end of August, beginning of September when I was actually in surgery. So you didn't even have time to share with family. You didn't have time to share with anyone. So emotionally, you know, it was rough. But then I had to go, of course, I'm considered high-risk pregnancy at this point. So I couldn't go to my own to my own primary care. I had to go to the high-risk doctor. Gratefully that the high-risk doctor is the one that did my surgery. So I was able to stay with the person that kind of knew my situation. So weekly appointments, you know, different screenings. They told me my baby would have Down syndrome. I had low PAP-A protein. I had a lot of things going on with this pregnancy, and I'm just like, you know, during this time you're questioning God. You're like, God, what are you doing? You know, like, why me? Like, why am I going through this? And then, you know, weekly appointments and just me telling the radiologist, can you check her nose one more time? Can you check her head? Does she have 10 toes? Does she have 10 fingers? You know, and they're like, yes, Miss Wise. Yes, Miss Wise. But Miss Wise, we're not supposed to be checking her right now. We're checking the measurements of it. I'm like, can you please just look at her hair, please? You know, just because you get a call while you're at work and you say, hey, the test came back positive for Down syndrome. So at that moment, you're like, I done went through all of this. And now I already have 5 children at home. You know, to throw in an extra baby anyway is hard. And then to bring in another baby with maybe some possible medical conditions will be even harder. But the point is, they push on you. Hey, you have options. But at that moment, you're not going to pick an option. You know, you're like, just chill. Let this process. Let me go home and talk about it.
But the good thing about that is that you, in that moment, you were being an advocate for yourself and for your child. So I think that's amazing that you were even able to have all that stuff going on, but then still just say, hey, I have to make sure that I take care of me and my baby, even despite everything else that I already did.
I was driving everybody crazy. I'm like, my baby gonna have Down syndrome, you know, and not saying that it's a bad thing, but it's just hard. It's hard.
It's difficult.
You know, it's difficult. I'm even struggling now to figure out if I'm going back to work because of daycare. You know, so I can't imagine, you know, with something medically wrong that you have to dedicate your whole time to. You have other children. You have a husband, a future husband there, but your time will be all the way to with the child. So, the Dr. Smith from GW, she's the one that ended up delivering the baby for me. When she came out, the face on Dr. Smith's face, the reaction with tears coming, I'm like, she's healthy. Like, I could just tell. It was like the connection. I could just tell. So I had to get induced because I had low PAP-A protein also. So they didn't want me to go past
the low PAP-A. So we did look it up, right? And so low PAP-A is the acronym is PAPP-A protein. So it means pregnancy associated plasma protein A. Now, from our understanding, it is the major biochemical marker of Down syndrome. So basically, when a woman is pregnant, within the first trimester, they do a test to see if in the amniotic fluid, if this marker is low. And if it's low, then they say your child will have Down syndrome.
Right.
So how's the test conducted for that?
It's through blood.
Okay, so it's like a finger prick.
Yeah, finger prick, and you can also get your blood
drawn
too.
Okay.
Yeah. But then to just look at her every day is like a miracle, and I feel like it was God sending me a message too that I got you.
Yes.
I had this happen for you so that you can go out and talk about it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it to nobody except for who was close to me, which was my fiance and my best friend and godmothers and stuff like that. But outside of this, I would have never thought that I'll be here sharing this story.
Well, the purpose of our channel, of course, is to talk about these things. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that you said after you had your surgery and you had to go back in, you also had a blood transfusion.
Yes.
Now that to me is absolutely crazy.
It's scary. Scary. You don't know. I don't know whose blood I have.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know what they look like. I don't know anything. I don't know their background.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I do have confidence though that the medical life has changed where it's not as like back in the day.
Right.
You can filter the blood a little more, test it a little more. So I have faith that God didn't bring me this far to just say
Exactly.
give her some bad blood. So it's just But getting your blood transfusions alone
Was it painful?
the blood transfusion. No, it wasn't painful. It was just the thought though of you watching the blood trickle down into you, and you have no idea whose blood you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Addison here was born in April.
Yes.
Even though little Miss Addison has been through so much.
Yes, she has.
So it's absolutely amazing knowing that. And if you watch my previous story, I did speak about my daughter being born full term with me not knowing, and I did have pain medication, but that was at the time of probably 10 or 15 minutes before she was born.
Right.
But you had pain meds and all different type of medication.
All different types.
IV early with her.
Early. Really, really early. Like, I was about 7 to 8 weeks, maybe 9 when this all was happening.
Wow.
So, I had codeine, I had morphine, I had all of Motrin. You're not supposed to take Motrin.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And then, so they're like, here, this is your medication for you to go home. And I'm looking like, Once I saw that her heart rate had jumped up to 90 when I went back after being discharged, I thought, and I'm like, God, you gonna keep her. It was just something about, I made it through the weekend. They said that she wouldn't make it, and but then there was like the devil threw Down syndrome in there. The devil threw low birth weight, low Papa A, all these things. I took Plan B, okay? I took a Plan B pill, 2 of them.
How long before?
Wait. Let's rewind. So you're saying after you had intercourse with your fiance?
Yes.
You took two Plan Bs.
2. Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
And she's
That's a miracle.
And she's
still here
and she's healthy. So with that being said, I don't know if the Plan B stopped the 1 and the 2. I have the doctors don't even know. Because they're like, she made it through. No one has an answer.
Right. Wow.
Were they able to measure how far along the baby in the tube was?
No, they weren't, because it had ruptured. So on the way down to surgery, it had ruptured. So there was no type of measurements done. There was no type of anything done. But I have a joke with my fiance. I'm like, because we had 5 kids before. So I'm like, God said, let me give her 2. Then he said, nah, take one back.
Funny.
Right? Yeah. Because she already got 5 going on there. Right. Got this right here, let's just give them one together.
Wow.
And that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
You know, so
Wow.
everything happens for a reason. You know,
Absolutely.
you think about that when you're going through, but you don't always, you know, give it to yourself. You know, you don't always talk to yourself about it.
Right.
It's easy for me to say, hey, everything in life happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Can't tell myself that.
Yeah,
I gotta
exactly.
really talk myself. I gotta put my gospel music
Yes,
on. I gotta just
exactly.
going through
Exactly.
like, okay, Bree, if this was going on with somebody else, you're gonna be there. You're gonna tell them everything. happens for a reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know, whatever you're going through in life, whatever, just know that God got you. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I cried some nights, but
I'm
you know,
sure.
not a lot though. Like
But
I was
you're
surprised
so
at myself.
strong, and you're so strong for your daughter. And
Yeah.
you tell this story to her.
Like, I have
she's
goosebumps. Like, literally, this is
Yeah.
absolutely crazy that she is
She's
here.
probably not
A little
gonna believe it. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a
right.
miracle. She really is a miracle.
So, now I want to ask you, because a lot of times the biggest things, and I know for all of us, through our losses, and you said earlier that you did experience a loss as well.
Yeah.
But the one thing that is common throughout loss is support.
Right.
Like, needing the right
Yeah.
support system.
Right.
Exactly.
What was your biggest support going through this situation besides your fiance?
God.
Yeah.
Like, I had never prayed like I prayed when I was pregnant, and from that moment, my prayer life is just increasing. It hasn't like decreased where I'm like, okay, God, you got me through that. Let me just. People don't know how much I pray. I live with my fiance. He don't know how much I pray daily. You know, looking into her eyes. I'm still not working. I'm still on maternity leave. So it's like looking into her every day. It's going to be harder for me to separate from her. And it's just she's a miracle. And I'm like, every day I look at her and I'm just like, thank you, God. Like, girl, you just don't know.
Oh,
Right.
But yeah, it was really God, because even though you have people around you, if people haven't been through what you've been through, or you don't think that they have been through, because you don't really know.
Yeah.
If they've been through a loss, if they've been through even surgery, even giving birth, you know, just to know what it feels like. It's kind of hard to talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm not a talker anyway, so
Right.
I keep everything bottled up and then inside. So it was really God that just.
I feel like this is your breaking out moment, girl. Like,
Man.
just to break out. Because when I tell you, when I had my loss, I did research. And I know Lanita does a lot of research all the time. And this one is like a computer in itself. Like, I have never heard of this before.
Yeah, I've never heard of it before.
And the fact that you have a surviving child,
Exactly.
Out of it.
Yes.
It's amazing.
like, mind blowing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, ladies, do you have any questions?
Go ahead.
One question I had is, because I know you talked about a little bit about your relationship with the doctors and the nurses. How important is it to have a good working communication and relationship with the doctor and nurses based off of your experience and what you
It's
experienced?
very, very important to the fact that when I went to schedule, Dr. Smith wasn't available for the following week. I said, I'm not coming.
Wow, yeah.
But they're like, Miss Wise, you know you. I'm like, but Dr. Smith knows what's going on. I don't have to sit in front of somebody else. You have my computer, you have my file open, you know what's happening.
Right.
But I have to retell everything back to you versus you coming in and say, hey, Miss Wise, how you doing today?
Yeah.
Or, you know, what's going on? How's the little baby? How, you know, I have to sit and tell you, yes, I've been pregnant this many times before. Yes, I have a heterotopic. Did you know I was in surgery? Because all you have to do is look at my file.
Right.
So I believe that if you can, of course I had to meet other doctors just in case my doctor wasn't there in the hospital.
Exactly.
But it's very, very important. If you can, because I know sometimes you can't always see the same nurse, the same doctor, the same, you know, it's not always available. But if you can get one or two doctors that you can get close to, I think that it's very, very important.
And do you feel like you felt supported throughout
I
the whole
felt
process?
extremely supported. I mean, all the way down to, Ms. Wise, do we need to call your job from here? You know, this was the front desk. And when we walked in, it was like, hey, Ms. Wise. I'm like, hey, you know, like, that felt good. I didn't even have to check in. They, hey, Ms. Wise, you know, and they didn't make it feel like I was a burden to them because I'm here every week because I had to. You know what I'm saying? because y'all know some places, even when you go to the grocery store or something, and you go all the time, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I work in the doctor's office. If I see a patient sometimes, I'm like, oh, what they want? You know, I'm just being real, like,
Right,
right.
but I didn't get that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never tell a patient that, but in my mind, I'm like, then I'm like, hi. You know.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
So I guess the fact that you saw different doctors at different times and you were getting conflicting information from them. I know you said you got a call saying that she tested positive for Down syndrome, and then you got something else that said everything looks normal. So how did you deal with the conflicting information? Like, what were you going through at that time mentally?
So I honestly didn't deal with it. It was kind of like, okay, I got that call at work from the specialist when you go and get tested for the Down syndrome. She's like, okay, positive. But then I go to the radiologist and we're doing an ultrasound. I'm like, check her face, check her head, you know, check. And she's saying normal. I'm like, I'm looking at normal. You know, I don't care what
They're saying.
Right.
I did care in the beginning, you know, like, because it was like, what if my baby had, you know, you think about it. But then when you constantly go back to that same, the radiologist to get your ultrasounds, because I did see a different radiologist maybe every time I went. I might have saw the same one maybe twice.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm like, can you check her face? And they said, she looks great. Everyth's normal. They're not going to just tell me everything's great, everything's normal. They will go get a doctor if something's abnormal or something like that. So, kind of didn't deal with it after the first news versus the first radiology visit when I'm like, can you check her face? And they're like, oh, she's normal. Like, it looks normal. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not going to even.
Yeah.
Like,
So those
on the Down
weekly,
syndrome part.
yeah. So I guess the weekly visits were reassuring because I was wondering how that went. Was it
It
like
was stressful.
overwhelming?
It was I had to go to GW. So, parking and all that part was stressful.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
But
yeah.
seeing her on the screen and them telling me everything looks great was reassuring.
Right.
Yeah, and I would look forward to my week because I need to check on my baby.
Right.
And then like I would do it on my days off. I work 12-hour shifts, so I would have 2 days off during the week. I would make sure I go, you know, on my Thursdays. But something happened one time, and I was like, listen, I gotta leave. I gotta get to my appointment. I don't care what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to my appointment
Exactly.
to check on my little baby.
Yes.
How was it working and dealing with this?
So I was in a transition. My job building was closing when I first found out I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant in August. We were due to be closing the end of September. So once I found out, you know, your coworkers kind of know. They're your family, you know, because you're there most of it with them than when you are at home.
Exactly.
So, you know, they become your own little family too. So I went out. They was like, Bree, we'll see you tomorrow. Bring us the pictures for the ultrasound. And then when I didn't come back, you know, calls, texts, and all that kind of stuff going through. So working, coming back after the surgery and everything, it was cool. It wasn't like a bunch of bombardness. And so the surgery part was cool. Then when I had to go move to a new location, you know, you become closer with people. It was a girl there that I already had knew. So that was great that she was there at that time. I bugged her the whole entire time.
Oh my goodness.
But I had people that were willing to help me because I was on my feet. I'm on my feet, going back and forth all the time, giving shots, you know, when babies came in, I got a little emotional, you know, because I'm like, what if my baby doesn't look like this? Or what if my baby doesn't make it because they say I'm low birth weight and all this low pap, you know, just all this stuff is thrown. I'm just like, I don't even want to deal with the baby. And it was like, not that I'm angry, it was just like, I can't deal. Like, I can't deal. So, but my coworkers helped me through it. They were, you know, helpful and all that kind of stuff. So.
That's good. So my last question, I don't know about you ladies, but my last question is, I know you said everything happened really fast, but were you able to do like any research at all on anything? Like kind of to prepare yourself for like a possibility of what would be said? No. You just had to just go through it. Yeah, so like going for my ultrasound just to see how far along I was. You're going to surgery now, and I'm just like, surgery. I'm not trying to pick up no phone, to call, to look up nothing. I'm trying to figure out surgery. You know, that's still 2 babies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, 2 babies. So I really didn't, honestly,
honestly do any research until after she was born. And so I'm still kind of in a research mode to figure out really like what's what and how does it happen and you know, just all these things because doctors don't know. They told me my baby wasn't gonna make it. You know, like they don't have the last say so. And even us doing research, things change so dramatically. So it's like, is it worth it? You know, like I know what I know. Should I just leave it at that, or should I go further, or what? So.
Wow. Well, Abria, thank you so much for being here. Plus, you know, we will talk when all this is done. It's so much more that we know we want to talk about and share. But guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions for Abria, please remember to leave them down in the comments. And if you have any similar stories or know anyone, share it. Let us know. Tell us your stories. We would absolutely love to hear them. Again, Abria, thank you so much for being here. Thank you
for getting me out of my comfort zone.
No problem. And you know I'm that friend. I will do it. But absolutely, this has been amazing. Absolutely amazing. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Addison. Say bye, guys.
Are you looking at the camera?
She's looking.
Are you ready for the camera?
Say bye. Bye. Hey, guys.
Thanks for watching our video.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on all our social media. The links are down below in the description box.